Hi, good evening. You're welcome to Photographics Academy. Okay, so in this video, we are going to be learning how to retouch our images from start to finish, how to do skin retouching from start to finish, how to do skin retouching from start to finish. Of course, we are going to be uploading a lot of detailed videos. For this one, we are going to be rushing some stuff through so that the video doesn't get too lengthy. Now, we are going to be dealing with how to retouch your skin, how to remove blemishes, how to make your images look smooth and all of that. So what is the first thing we do? First thing to do is to open Photoshop. And if your Photoshop is open, it should be like this. Let me move this out. Okay, so if your Photoshop is open, it should be like this. There are two ways or more to bring your images into Photoshop, but in this video, we are going to be focusing on just two, and that is just clicking on open, and locate the folder where your image is. Mine is already there. Click on the image and press open. It opens. Or minimize your Photoshop, locate where your image is, drag it like this and take it to Photoshop and drag it up inside Photoshop. Leave it there. So if your own is a raw file, it's going to open like this. If your own is a raw file, it's going to open like this. If it's not a raw file, it's going to open as a JPEG. If it's not a raw file, it's going to open as a JPEG inside Photoshop straight up. But for now, mine is NEF, so it opens straight up. So I've already opened this image before now. That's why you are seeing these settings, these sliders are moved. This is just to open your shadow more. This is to make your highlights stronger. This is for your blacks. This is for your whites. So just move few stuffs around to your own taste, and you press open and wait for it. It opens up in Photoshop, so our image is ready for open. So the first thing we do when we open our image in Photoshop is to crop. To crop it. So you crop it to your own taste. Now in this video, I'm focusing on the face, so I'm just going to crop into her face. How do you crop? This is our crop down here. So you click on crop, go to ratio up here, then go to 8:10. 8:10 is social media standard. That's why I'm using 8:10. Let me crop it in from the middle. Okay, so I just have my face on my screen right now. Second thing we are going to be doing is to remove blemishes. So we are going to be removing our blemishes. Zoom in on your image, hold your alternate, roll the scroll on your mouse to zoom in or out, or hold Control, press on your space bar, take it left to zoom out, take it right to zoom in. That's a quick tip. Now we are going to be using what is called the spot healing brush tool to edit our image, to remove the blemishes on our image. That's simple. How do we do that? Simple. Click right here. This is our spot healing brush tool here. This is it right here. Click on it. It's going to appear like this. Start clicking on all the blemishes you want to remove one by one. It's going to be taking care of them automatically very fast. Just manually click on them and Photoshop will take care of them like this. I'll remove the ones I'm going to be able to remove right now because we wouldn't want the video to get too long and boring. So we are just going to be focusing on some areas. And remove the blemishes in them like this. Okay, so our image is done, our blemishes is done. Of course, we've not been able to remove every single thing, but we can use this for now. Now we are going to be working the next thing we are going to be doing is to smoothen our skin, and to do that we are going to be duplicating our layer. Now our layer is not in our panel. Everything right here is called panel. Our layer is not here. How do we get our layer? Go to window, find layers. So anything that you do not find here, you can find in window. Everything inside window here is called panel. From this 3D down to version history, all of them is just what you use to work in Photoshop, to do your graphic designing and everything. Now layers simply means where you work. Like the layer is the panel that holds the details of whatever you are doing in your image. You get, you can make it, you can duplicate it into how many times you want. You can press Ctrl Z to go back, or you drag it. If you drag into plus, it duplicates. Drag into this trash, it deletes it. Now we want to smoothen our skin, and to do that we need to separate the texture of the skin from the color of the skin. How do we do that? Press Ctrl J 2 times on your keyboard to duplicate your layer, or drag it into this +1, drag it another one 2, so it's 2 now. Double click on the name and change this one. Change this one right here to low. Change this one right here to high. So high means texture, details. Low means color. Now, how do we separate it? First of all, we are going to go to our high here. Go to high. Click on filter. Click on order. Go to high pass. I've already done this before, so mine is saying 3. What does high pass do? High pass allows you to separate your color from your texture. So this is where the texture is going to be brought out from. Now look at what you are. Immediately you start seeing, you're going to take it down to 0. Start taking it up a little. Immediately you start seeing enough detail that you want to retain in your image, like I did before 3. Stop moving your slider. So I think at 3 I'm satisfied. We missed a step, so I'm going to cancel this. Right click on your high pass, convert it to smart object, then go back to high pass. Go back to high pass, select your 3. I'm going to show you the reason why we converted it to smart object later. Go to normal right here, change it to overlay. So we've been able to look at it. The texture have increased before, after, before, after. Now go to your low. Select filter, then go to blur. This is where you determine how smooth you want your image to be. So I'm going to keep dragging it up until I get enough smoothness in my skin. Once the smoothness is enough for my skin, I'm going to stop taking it up. So move it like this, move it like this, move it like this. Maybe somewhere around 26. What do we have in 26? Let's make it 30. Let's make it 30. So I think I like 30. Press OK. Now we've been able to separate the two of them. This is where our color is. This is where our texture is. So look at it right here. Look at it right here. Now I need you to hold your control, press on high. It's going to select the 2 layers. Press on Ctrl G. It's going to group them into one single group. Hold your alternate key on your keyboard. Click on this one that looks like camera right here. It's called layer mask. Click on it. It's going to hide everything that we've done. What is the concept of layer mask? It's just to hide the effects you've added so that you can manually paint it into the places you want it to be. Now take your brush right here and start painting the effect into the places you want it to be. Start painting the effect into the places you want it to be. You can use your bracket open and close to make your brush bigger or smaller. Now everything I'm cutting down in brief in this video, we are still going to do in details. Everything I'm cutting down in brief, we are still going to do in details. The reason I'm doing that is so that the video doesn't get too lengthy. Now start painting. If you do a mistake, maybe you paint where you don't want to paint, press X to toggle your mask and remove it from that place. So I don't want it in my eyebrow. I intentionally paint it so that I can show you what I'm saying. Now press your X again to start painting. Don't bother if you think our Gaussian blur is too much. Just if you think the effect is too much, rather, don't bother about it right now. We are going to fix it later. So manually paint it into the places you want it to be, like this. So I want it just on my skin, so I'm painting it on my skin right here. Just manually paint it. Look at that effect. Very simple, very fast, but very, very effective. Very simple, very fast, but very, very effective. Look at it. Just manually take it through like this. Manually take it through like this. You can press your R to rotate your image in your screen. This does not affect anything you are doing. You can do it like this, you can do it like this, in case this is convenient for you. That one is just a quick tip. Okay, so go back to your brush, zoom in a little, and paint it in the places you want it to be. You must not do this with your image zoomed in very well, so that you can equally be seeing the effect. Please avoid the edges. If you paint it here, you see it's looking weird, so avoid the edges. Just paint in places you think you want it. You do not want it in the nose right here, and equally remove it from the nose right here. Avoid the edges of the image. Okay, so excuse me, Ctrl Z to go back if you make a mistake. Now I think for now this is okay. Take your time to make sure you get a perfect result for your own. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to stop here. I think this is okay for what I want to show. Now let me readjust my image with my screen back. Yes, this is it. So let me show you before and after. Close the eye right here. This eye right here. It's going to show you before. Look at it before, after, before, after. Now I think I've lost my details. Before, after. I think I've lost my details too much. So what do? I'll go back into the group. Now this is why we converted our eye into smart object, so that we can be able to re-edit details later. So just zoom in a little to be able to be seeing the details on the skin. Double click on high pass here, and now increase it till you get enough details that you want on your skin. Look at that, beautiful. I think I like the details right here. Let's make it 6. Press OK. Now our details is back. Let's zoom out and look at before and after. This is before, after. Very fast and amazing result. Flatten your image. It is not a standard. The reason I'm flattening is so that my layers don't get too long and starts confusing you. So I'm just going to press right click on my background, go to flatten image right here, and it flattens it. So what it does is that it pulls all the layers into a single layer, so that you can be able to start working on it independently. Now the next thing we want to do is I want to take care of all these hairs that just came out of the image like this. How do we do that? Go to our clone stamp tool. Use what is called clone stamp tool in Photoshop. What is clone stamp tool? It is right here. Look at it right here. Clone stamp tool. It allows you sample any part of the image and replace another part of the image, with what you get there. So how do we do that? Hold your alternate, sample a particular part of your background that want to use and clean the hair, sample it like this, and start cleaning the hair like this. Very simple. Try other places. Try using other places so it looks very realistic. Doesn't mirror just one place. I think I'm done with this one. Look at these ones over here. Just sample and remove. Go up, sample and remove. You can equally use this to remove blemishes in your skin. Anything that you want to sample and replace, clone stamp is your thing. Sample and remove. Remember, we are going to still do a detailed video on all these things, so that you can understand how they work better. So invite your friends. Always tune in to watch our videos every time we upload a new video. Invite your friends to watch with you. Amazing content right here. So I want to remove this one. Now make it smaller so it doesn't spill into your skin. Look at that. Make it smaller so it doesn't spill into your skin. Remember, if you want to make your brush, any tool in Photoshop that appears round like this, if you want to make it smaller, use your bracket open and close to make it smaller or bigger, or hold alternate, drag it right to make it bigger, drag it left to make it smaller, drag it up to make it soft, drag it down to make it hard. So now I'm using a soft brush and I want it small because I don't want it touching my skin. So select here, paint here, look at this one right here, make it a bit bigger and clean it out. So I think our skin, our hair, the stray hairs are gone. Look at this one, is looking weird. Okay, so now in the course of softening our skin, we lost some details in our skin tone, in our skin rather, skin texture. That's what it's called. I want to bring it back. How do we do that? Press Ctrl J. Remember, it's for duplicating your layer. Go to Filter, Order, High Pass. Now increase it till you get enough details that you want to have back in your skin. I think I like it here. Press OK. Go to normal. This is called blend mode. Change it to overlay, soft light. Just go through them to know the one that gives you a better result. I think I like it in hard light. Here. But looking at the image, the thing is appearing back in places we do not want it to appear back in, like the hair. The hair is looking weird. Do not want it in the hair. Don't think we would want it in the lips, but we'll find out about that later. So press alternate, click your mask again to remove it from every part of the image. Select your brush, making sure that your mask is white, and paint it in the places you want it. So in this case, we want it just in the skin, so we'll manually paint it into the skin. The same way we removed the blemishes, the same way we painted the skin smoothing that we did into the skin, still paint it in. Trust me, there are faster ways to do this. There is a way we can do it, and we will just copy from our skin smoothing and just paint it in. But for the purposes of this video, we are making everything very fast and brief, but we are still going to do detailed videos on all of that. You are going to love it. So I think our details are back. At the eye a little, it's always catchy. Look at it. Now let's look at before and after. Let's zoom out a little so you can see it very well. Before, after. Amazing details back in our skin. So this is it. This is the fast way you can clean your skin. Let's look at the overall before and after. So this is how the image was when we started editing. This is how it is after we've smoothened our skin and removed some blemishes. But don't you think this is wonderful? Very fast, very quick. This is before, this is after. This is before, this is after. I'm using my history to do that for you. So this is after. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video. Thank you.